2023 Vuelta a España Stage 2, 181 kilometers. The racing continued, as did the rain. A tough day out there, chaotic day, and a lot of times, frankly, we didn't know what was going on site here in Barcelona at the 1992 Olympic Stadium. And this is where Team FC Barcelona plays now with their other stadium under construction. This was the site of the finish. Andreas Kron of Lotto Destiny taking the stage win. Andrea Piccolo from EF Education, Easy Post, taking the red leader's jersey from Lorenzo Milesi. A lot of action to break down. 5 riders went free early on, broken down to 3 riders, just 3 remaining. Sobrero was distanced. All we had left was, of course, Piccolo and Romo. Finally, in the final, those 2 guys, remember this, with the racing conditions that went on, the darkness yesterday, the riders were fighting for some sort of neutralization. They were worried about the technical descent and then the climb up here to Montjuic, this famous little park on the outskirts of Barcelona where the race was going to be finished today and the battle was going to be had. Despite the rainy conditions, there were a lot of fans out cheering on the riders as they arrived just out here outside the stadium. And the action, well, once those guys, the 2 duo, they got to 9 kilometers to go, because initially it was going to be neutralized with 3 kilometers to go. Then with 9 kilometers to go, the beginning of the circuit here outside the stadium and the finish. However, the organizers, much to the dismay of Roglic, Geraint Thomas, and other top GC riders, Remco Evenepoel, they kept in the bonus seconds at the top of the climb and the bonus seconds on the finish. However, the race was neutralized, the GC at 9 kilometers out. That duo in hand, they still had a few seconds that was going to be able to give Andrea Piccolo enough time to take the red leader's jersey in the Vuelta a España 2023. So once they crossed that 9 kilometer mark, you saw those guys kind of ease up a bit. Mission complete for Andrea Piccolo. First time Grand Tour rider in a team that includes 3 riders riding their first Grand Tour, including American Sean Quinn. The team had an idea today. We spoke with Juan Manuel Garate, the DS over there at EF Education, EDC Post. They wanted to get out and escape because they knew there could be some incidents out on the road today with the conditions, that it was going to be safer to be out in front, and possibly they were going to have a shot to get the red leader's jersey. Because don't forget, yesterday they were about 6 seconds down on the stage winners, DSM, with Lorenzo Milesi in the red leader's jersey, and sure enough, there were issues. Crashes. We saw crashes during the day, including one of the DSM riders, Sam Oatley, had to abandon the race. Then it was 30 kilometers to go. 3 riders, I think it was. It was Geraint Thomas who came out okay. It was also Primoz Roglic. Don't worry, I think he came out okay too. I saw him there at the finish line. Follow him up to the bus. He didn't want to speak. None of the Jumbo-Visma riders were available to speak to the press afterwards, except Attila Valter, who spoke briefly to explain the situation. But Roglic looks okay. Then another crash, 23 kilometers to go. We saw Michael Storer, we saw Buitrago, but Lorenzo Milesi, the red leader's jersey, was in the crash. His chances of holding that red leader's jersey was overdone. The other riders were back there going, hey, go slow. We saw Jonas Vingegaard trying to slow down the riders. We saw Dylan Van Baarle from Jumbo-Visma trying to slow down the riders. They all wanted to make sure everybody just got through this stage safe. It doesn't rain often in Spain, and today the roads were slippery as they were yesterday. And so everybody kind of slowed things down. That gave the advantage to Piccolo and Romo up front. Piccolo was able to get the advantage, hold it to 9 kilometers to go, get the red leader's jersey back behind. It became a fight for the stage win for the guys who were daring enough to go out on the attack and go for a stage win. The other riders, we saw the GC riders easing up. They weren't going to fight anymore. They were safe inside the 9 kilometers to go. We saw Andreas Kron, the Danish rider, Lotto Destiny, attack with around 3.5 kilometers to go, attack free. No one would ever see him again. Coming to the line, I think he's around 25 years old, young rider coming to the line, celebrating. He's riding in his 3rd Grand Tour, but this is a major victory for Andreas Kron out here. Major for Piccolo. 22 years old, I think it is, first time ever to race in a World Tour level in 2023 with the team of EF Education, Easy Post, celebrating tonight in the red leader's jersey after 2 days of chaos in the Vuelta a España. Remco Evenepoel complaining, Primoz Roglic complaining, but we're getting through the days with Andorra, first summit finish, stage 3 in the 2023 Vuelta a España on the horizon for tomorrow, with Piccolo in the red, Kron stage victor.